It's a trap!
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is KRAZYKentGamer here, and I'm bringing you another video that is completely unscripted because I was so bored that I decided to go ahead and give this series a shot. And this is a very, very old series, but it's so stupid that I pretty much don't even know what the hell I watched. So, as you guys already know, back in the late 80s and early 90s, video games were pretty much reaching the height of its popularity, mostly because of Nintendo and them revitalizing the video game industry. So with that, Nintendo was pretty much taking over the world, especially with their favorite plumber. That much we already know, especially since they pretty much saved the video game industry since the video game crash. There's a lot Nintendo has pretty much been known for, but what if I told you that even back in the day, Nintendo pretty much gave its licensing to the US so they can pretty much like have a way to pretty much advertise their games, but at the same time entertain young children. And they did it in the most awkward ways. Now, there were some shows that I actually liked that came out like in the early 90s and the late 80s, which was the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, especially how stupid that was, and I'm probably gonna do a review on that one. And then there's the Legend of Zelda TV series, which is kind of lame, but it has some good points. And then there was the Sonic the Hedgehog Sat AM TV series, which was so much better than the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. But there was one show that I've heard of that I never got around to sitting down and watching it. As a matter of fact, I didn't even know this show even existed until like 4 years ago. And that show was Captain N, the Game Master. Now, like I said, I didn't know anything about this show going into it. I only knew enough about the premise to pretty much see that this was nothing more but a TV show that was advertising Nintendo. And not just Nintendo the company, but the games, the Power Zapper, the gamepad. It was just literally like a show that was just an orgasm for Nintendo product placement. It knew this, but it tried to be something entertaining with it. To which I have to say, I did like a couple of things about the show, but I could not do it. I could not sit through it. There was like literally, I literally went and saw the show on YouTube, and it's pretty much available. Like literally, you can look it up, Captain N the Game Master on YouTube, and there's like 26 episodes that are available online from a channel that is called Wild Brain. I don't know who they are. They look like they're a company that pretty much own the rights to Deke Entertainment shows, which are like the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, the Mario Brothers, any video game based show that pretty much came out around that time, which was under the flagship of Deke Entertainment. Which, if you don't know who Deke is, they're basically a big cartoon company back in the 90s. So anything they own, that from what I can tell, this company owns too. So I sat down and watched Captain N the Game Master, and I can honestly say this was like so fucking hard for me to sit down and watch, because the premise was interesting enough as it is, but execution wise, it is just, how the hell did this get 3 seasons?
Fucking people.
So let's go ahead and get into the premise. So the premise of the whole show is that there's this kid named Kevin who is known as the Game Master, basically because of the fact that he's probably played like almost every single Nintendo game that has ever existed. So one day he was pretty much transported through a special warp zone into another realm which is called Videoland, which is basically a place where all video game characters pretty much converge. The best way I can describe it is that it's kind of like Wreck-It Ralph. You know how like Wreck-It Ralph takes place in the arcades, and all the video game characters and icons, they pretty much go around, they hang out with each other, and they pretty much go into saloons and shit like that. It's kind of like that, except it's more cornier, and it's just... What? Look, I'm not trying to down this because I know what era this came out of. I'm just giving my own personal take on this one. Kevin pretty much comes through the warp hole through Videoland, and then he's introduced to this woman named Princess Lana. And basically her role is that she pretty much tries to guard Videoland and protect it from the evil forces of Mother Brain from the Metroid series, and her 2 henchmen, which are King Hippo from Punch-Out and the eggplant wizard from Kid Icarus. And on her side, she's got Simon Belmont from the Castlevania series, Mega Man from Mega Man, and Kid Icarus from Kid Icarus. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the characters. Kevin is basically the obvious protagonist. He's pretty much there to pretty much like be the hero, to save the day, etc, etc, etc. And then Princess Lana is basically the usual damsel in distress. She's basically the Princess Peach of the show, and the Princess Zelda of the show. Kevin is pretty much supposed to be the hip kids of the early 90s, and then he'll pretty much say something like along the lines of cool concept. And then I sat there and I thought about it and I was like, what child at that time says concept? Who says that shit? The only thing I know that a kid would say probably back then is cool, tubular, awesome, radical, or cowabunga. That's probably like the 5 things I probably would guess they would know. But other than that, he's basically supposed to represent the kids who are into Nintendo, who are supposed to be the hip, cool crowd. And then we got the other characters. Here you got Mega Man, which Alright, let me go ahead and say Mega Man is probably one of my most favorite video game characters, as well as one of my most favorite video game series. I love the Mega Man X series, and I definitely love the original Mega Man. Which is why, when I pretty much look at this Mega Man, how in the God's green earth do y'all keep still screwing up Mega Man every time I look at him? Like, seriously, when you look at the cover of the first Mega Man game, this asshole was wearing yellow. And he's carrying a gun. I lost my shit on that one. But now you look at this one and he's like green. He's just what? And then his voice. Oh my god, his voice. His voice. Go ahead and just show him what he sounds like.
Mega power, my mega buddy, my mega sensors, and I'll make a mega diversion. It's mega stronger than a mega warp. Have enough mega power to mega move it.
Shut up! What even is that? Why does he sound like that? I'm sorry. I know his name is Mega Man, but I have the clear distinction that he's supposed to be like a robot that looks like and acts like a little boy. Why the hell does he sound like that he pretty much has something in his throat? It sounds like he tried to swallow a frog and the frog got caught in there, and now he sounds like that for the rest of his life. Why? Who thought that this voice was a good fit for the character? And then we got Kid Icarus, who I guess looks close enough to the games. I'm sorry, I will take this design of Kid Icarus from Smash Brothers over this one. I don't have a problem with Kid Icarus, but he quickly became probably one of my most least favorite characters in the whole entire series, because for whatever reason, the people who wrote this, or wrote his character like this, make it so that he could pretty much say Icus at the end of every single goddamn sentence he says. You think I might be overreacting? You think I might be over-exaggerating?
My arrows will stop that Apicus Maximus. Let me go, because that was a real cool move, Kavinicus. Hey, thanks, Kavinicus. Don't worry, it's Maximus. It's Eggplant Wizard and King Hippicus.
Like, my god, dude, I get it. His name is Kid Icarus, I get that. But my thing is, the last time I checked, the character doesn't have to say Icus at the end of every single thing that he says. I mean, Eggplant Wizard's from the same game he is. I don't see him saying that shit. Those two are the least of my problems. The biggest problem I have is Simon goddamn Belmont.
Don't fret your little mega mind. There's only one person who can cheer up the princess, and I'm looking at him.
I literally hate this character so damn much. It's like he is the combination between Gaston from Beauty and the Beast to Fabio. Every time he's on the screen, it makes me want to punch him in the face. And I think that's the whole concept behind his character. He's the kind of character you want to punch in the face. Because literally, I don't know how they took a barbarian like badass like Simon Belmont and make him into like this prissy, whiny, overly into himself character.
Yoo-hoo, Princess Darling, it's me, Simon Belmont. That'll be a snap. That wasn't the kind of snap I had in mind. Don't thank me yet. I've still got to rescue the princess. And some hero will rescue the fair princess from the impenetrable tower.
What you gonna do now, dude?
I'm not going to do anything, but my whip is going to whoop you.
Ah!
Hey,
Look out! Get away from me!
What the hell was that?
And I get it. It's supposed to be, it's not supposed to pretty much base itself too much off of the games, but at the same time, it's like, how else am I supposed to take this character seriously? I would rather take the Castlevania Judgment version of Simon Belmont over this one. Yes, the one that literally looks like Light Yagami if he was into BDSM. I would take that version over this prissy wannabe little bitch. I am dead serious. How the goddamn hell did y'all just come up with that concept? And Mother Brain in the show, I can honestly say, is probably the funniest character, probably because of how she sounded. And if you're probably wondering how she sounds like this.
It won't be long before I, beautiful goddess that I am, become queen of video land.
Now, you may be wondering why her voice kind of sounds familiar, and that's because of the fact that it's the same guy who did the voice for Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors. So, yeah, that's pretty much where that voice came from. Which is probably why I love it, because I love Little Shop of Horrors, and that's like my favorite musical. And hearing that voice come out of this ugly-ass abomination is probably hilarious. And King Hippo and Eggplant Wizard, nothing much to be said about them. They're just the same bumbling henchmen that you pretty much seen in every single cartoon. But one thing I will say that I love about the show, though, is how many references and how many video games they will pretty much put in. So it's Videoland, and basically with Videoland, they can pretty much like jump into these warp zones and go to each different land that represents a different game. If they want to go to the Bayou lands, they pretty much wind up in the world of Bayou Billy. If they pretty much want to go to like Mega Land, it's basically Mega Man's world. Same thing with Mount Icarus, it's Kid Icarus world. Castlevania, basically it's like, not only does it pretty much like use a lot to work with the certain games that they're trying to advertise, but it also pretty much is what made the show go on for as long as it did and why it got 3 seasons to begin with. Hell, there was even an episode where it was like a crossover between this and the Legend of Zelda TV series, which was kind of entertaining, especially the fact that this whole thing takes place after the Legend of Zelda TV series. I love the fact that they pretty much use the games as a means to pretty much like make new episodes and make new adventures, and to pretty much have these characters just jump from one place to another and to just, you know, explore the lands within this dimension and whatnot. I get that. I like that. I like that idea. But was it enough to make this like entertaining for me? Not really. It was enough for me to pretty much say, you know what, that's enough cringe for one day, and if it gets way too cringy, I'm just gonna stop. I was planning on watching the entire series just so I could get more of an idea on it, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I ain't strong enough for that crap. I just ain't strong enough. Maybe it's because I'm not a strong-willed 90s kid who grew up with Nintendo shit in his room. I'm a Nintendo fanboy, that much is said, but I cannot sit through this crap to begin with. This shit has 26 episodes. I sat through 4. 4 is enough for me to call it quits and to say I am done. You are talking to the same guy who grew up watching the Donkey Kong animated show, and I can honestly tell you, honest to God truth, that is more bearable than this show. I don't even know how I can't sit through this. Like, I'm a kid who grew up on cartoons and enjoy cartoons. It could be the stupidest cartoon I've ever seen and I could still enjoy it. Hell, you're talking to somebody who loved the Super Mario Bros. Super Show. You're talking to somebody who loves the Legend of Zelda TV show. You're talking to somebody who literally sat and watched the adventures of Super Mario Bros. 3 religiously. But this show managed to break me. I could not sit through this one more episode. I try, guys. I literally tried. I tried to give this show a chance. Like, literally, I was willing to sit through 26 episodes to give this show a chance, but it was just so painful for me to watch it and so cringy. I cannot sit through it. Like, if you guys enjoy the show, I'm not gonna put you down for it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. You probably saw more good things out of it than I ever did. I give you full props on that one. You're a stronger person than me if you can actually sit through this show for 26 episodes. Probably because you grew up with the show, probably because you enjoy some things about the show, and probably because you're a big Nintendo fan and you enjoyed the show for what it is. I get that, and I'm glad that you pretty much have the strength for it. Me, on the other hand, as much of a Nintendo fan as I am, and as much of a fan of old classic cartoon shows that I am, I cannot watch this shit. I literally cannot watch this crap. I might be pretty much being like too mean-spirited. I might be a little harsh, and maybe sooner or later in the future when I'm older and wiser and when I can sit down and have some patience, I'll probably give this show a chance. But Captain and the Game Master, I'm sorry, I just can't. I can't. I really can't. I'm done. I can't do this. I just wanted to go ahead and pretty much put that out there. I tried my damn near hardest, guys, but I cannot make it past 4 episodes. That should show you just how weak-willed I am. But anyway, guys, what do you think about Captain and the Game Master? If you've seen it, what do you think about it? Leave it down in the comments below. Also, if you have seen it, if you don't like it, what are some things you don't like about it? And if you like it, what are some things that you like about it? I love to hear what you guys have to think about this show. I want to see what you guys think about the show in your honest opinion. If you like it, if you hate it, it don't matter. I just want to hear what you guys have to say. But for the love of God, if you do love this show, please do not come at me in the comment section. Please. This is all my opinion. I'm not trying to piss you guys off. I'm just saying this ain't the show for me. I'm just saying. I'm a Nintendo fanboy from the day I die. I'm a Nintendo baby. I come from a Nintendo family. We all breathe and worship Mario. But if there's one thing I will say is that I will never watch this show for a very, very long time, because this show has given me a headache for how literally dumb it is. But other than that, guys, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the like button, and also if you want to see me cover some other stuff, be sure to leave it down in the comments below. And if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell and then be notified. Anyway, I'm KRAZYKent. I'm out of here. I need coffee, Tylenol, something. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.